a thing, right? It was like we no one's gonna lie and say that female rappers were not always out. They were not always talking vulgar. I believe that to be true. And I will never deny that. I think the difference is just the way that we were exposed to it. Things I could not hear this going to school in the car. You know, we wouldn't hear certain things. I couldn't just turn the TV on at 2:30 on a Saturday afternoon and watch certain videos. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they cared about children. The industry, the media was trying their best or attempted their best to make it where it was for grown-ups, you know, for you to consume. But what are your thoughts on it in a sense of just the history and where we are today when it comes to, you know, just the transformation of women in the music industry?
Well, the reason why I first brought up that I'm from South Florida is I did that intentionally,
Mhm,
honestly,
mhm,
because that's where Trick and Trina are
mhm,
from. That's where
mhm,
they got their stardom, right? We all know that.
mhm.
So when Take It to the House, I believe that's what it was called.
Yes,
I
yes,
was in
yes,
high school. Okay,
yes.
that was shot at my high school. So for
Really?
those of you who went to Miami Northwestern, hi. Shout out to the Bulls. They did the filming there. But honestly, the difference between the ratchet music now and what we were doing back then was that we were unaware of the results that we were going to
Mhm,
get. I
mhm,
think
mhm,
to us, we knew the difference between Trina saying she was the baddest,
mhm.
but we knew that there was a separation between a good girl and a bad girl.
Yes, yes.
And it was normalized that you could have a choice, right? But we
Mhm,
also knew that it was normalized that being a bad girl was a small percentage of
mhm,
women.
mhm,
It wasn't that it was not common, it wasn't average. She was the baddest, and
mhm,
she just had her
mhm,
small little group, and that was it. It wasn't something that we aspired to do, you know what I
mhm.
mean? But now the lines have blurred,
Yes.
right? Now women are looking up to the ratchet rappers who are female and saying, "Yep, that's who I want to be like." It's no longer fun how it was fun back
Mhm.
then. Now it's like, "Oh no, no, I want to aspire to be like that." So
Yeah.
that is what's scaring me as someone who grew up under that type of music.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think, I think as you said, there what we knew that there was a difference. We were able to recognize that it was almost like just music. Like you said, it
Right.
wasn't it wasn't the average woman, the average teenage girl, even down to like you think about Halloween, people who celebrate Halloween, everyone dresses up like the celebrities, everybody wanted to be sexy red for Halloween. They wanted to be,
Oh wow.
like this is their reality, you know what I'm saying? Like this is what we have created. So I definitely agree. And I've talked about this with some of my students before when they've asked questions like back in your day, miss, like what was it like in school? And thinking about girls and boys, and I'll say to them quite honestly, I would say like were there the promiscuous girls in school? Absolutely, right? But the difference was it was not a large number of those girls in
Right.
school, right?
Mm-hmm.
They also were not flaunting it in school. They were not
No.
proud.
No.
You had to almost like even if you had proof, they were still going to say that it wasn't them. You know,
Right.
they just weren't going to do that. So I always made it clear, like
Yeah.
no one's saying that young women have not done certain things that
Yes.
were not always appropriate, but it wasn't the majority, and it wasn't something that women were celebrating and flaunting. But the music has made young women, believe that you should be able to talk however you want to talk, say whatever you want to say, walk however you want. Like, it has made it feel like liberation. Um, this is what liberate being a liberated woman is, saying whatever comes to your mind, and to hear young girls um use these words, right? And and I think about you didn't even know what it meant, when you might have been saying,
Right.
I didn't even and you're like, I don't even know what that, but they know. They're very aware of what the words mean, what's happening, it's so different. But I'm glad that you were able, you pointed it out, like it just the minority, you know, the small minority. It wasn't the majority. And unfortunately, this is the majority of how a lot of young women are being influenced. And I want to share this first clip um that references just decentering the women. And I think that, is it going to really happen? Probably not, because it is a large, and again, I want to make it clear also, I said this off camera, but I'm not here to advocate that these women should not be wanting their careers to be over. I'm never wishing bad on anyone in that sense. I just do feel like the industry um has an agenda, and it's working, so let me go ahead and share this first clip with you guys, because I think this is a very powerful um clip, and I'm gonna go ahead and get started.
Say this nicely, but female rappers has got to go. You guys are not icons or role models. You guys are infiltrators that's been sent to disrupt and dismantle the Black community. Disgusting. We are tired of the filth that you are pouring into the community. We're tired of the ass shaking. We are tired of the prostitution music. It is disgusting and we don't want it. We just simply are done with it. And the fact that you don't have respect for yourselves, God, men, you don't respect anything. We draw the line there. That's where we draw the line. So if you're promoting dysfunction, man hating, delusion, yeah, we're no longer supporting it, and your time is up. And I'm telling you right now, Sexy Red, you are up first. We are coming for you. Your days are numbered. And Lizzo, if you think that you're going to get in on this dysfunction and push the ass shaking and all the twerking and all the dysfunction, you're next. We don't care about Grammys. We don't care about money. We don't care about any of it. We care about building. We care about the future of the youth, and we care about being innovative within the Black community so we can contribute to society. Not this crap you guys are doing, shaking your asses. It is disgusting and it is dismantling the Black community. As long as we continue to support the disgusting music, we will continue to be the most overweight, responsible for most of the abortions, least likely to get married, the most likely to be a single mother, most likely to raise a criminal, highest student loan debt, yet most degrees obtained, the most likely to be depressed, the most likely to get an STD, the most likely to be infertile. It's all these alarming statistics that come behind the things that we support. And we don't understand that these things are affecting us at an alarming rate, especially as Black women. So the trashy music is out, it has to go. And anybody that wants to support it, you're out too.
All righty. Well, she was very direct. Very, very, very direct. If you support it, you are out. What are your thoughts, Ivy?
Well, me being the teacher that I am, I did look up the word decentering because, sometimes we get these trending words. We have no idea
Mhm,
what they mean, right?
mhm, mhm.
But decentering does have to do with, just taking your attention and focus off of a group or a person. However, I think I agree. I believe it needs to be destroyed from the root, and I have so many reasons why. It would take me days to get
Mhm.
to, talk about this, but um, yeah, I don't believe in legalized prostitution because that's what this is.
Yeah.
That's really what this is. This is actually illegal.
Mhm,
The stuff that goes on that we allow, the entertainment that we have here, you can't do that in other countries.
mhm,
A lot of people don't even know that.
mhm.
Some people that we have entertaining us that are famous, they're not even allowed in other countries because they don't want the infection.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
don't want the epidemic in their country.
Yeah.
However, we are a capitalist society, so we run on the green. But again, I'm from South Florida, and I hope that these careers do end because I know the end result of these careers.
Mhm.
Being from South Florida, it's never a good ending. It never is.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and like you said, it is one of those things where I think that if you watch, it's like, okay, everybody's watching and they're learning, and
Mhm.
everybody who is learning from the next person, it just gets worse and worse, and the choice of words get worse. It's like it's so, I think for me, it really represents and shows just the lack of it shows a lot about what they think about Black women, right? The way that they, like I said, this, they don't even form full sentences because they feel like we may not even understand a full sentence. We may, all we
Right.
can get is the bare minimum of lyrics or, you know, verbiage. So it's, again, it's very sexualized. It's all about the body parts. It's all about, you know, like I said, what you're going to do. And even just that, even that level of, again, were these things there? Absolutely. But I think it has gone to a different extent of, like you said, how it's going to end. They will be still rich, right? And have their money. Like that's what they have for now, right?